What is up, my dudes? Ignore this because I'm about to turn my camera around in a second. But today we're gonna be doing an actual room tour. I've kind of made a room tour before, but it was during Vlogmas and my room was a mess. And I make a lot of changes to my room just on like a daily basis, but I actually really like how my room looks right now, and I want to make a video of it before it goes through another drastic change. So here we have it, my official, as of right now, room tour. So when you walk up to my door, I have this push light that sometimes works and sometimes doesn't, and this is my recording light that I put on when I'm making videos and doing other stuff so that I do not get disturbed. But this has been there for years. You can tell the sign is kind of destroyed, but I'm too lazy to make a new one. So let's go inside. Look at the snazzy doorknob, by the way. Wow, I'm so amazed by the dumbest things. So here is an overview of where I spend most of my time. So I'm just gonna start with my buddy, Mr. Cool, who stands right by my door on top of this cute little watermelon seat thing. And I use that to like sit on my floor when I'm playing with my robots, because I don't like to actually sit on my floor, but also I love to sit on my floor. Then next to that, this is the trash can that I use to clean out my frog cage, because there's a lot of shavings in there, so I need to have a bigger trash can, and I don't like to have fruit flies, so it's gotta be close. And then here is my Casio keyboard. I don't know if this is plugged in right now. It is not, but all the cables go back to this box in the back, which isn't the neatest, but it does keep it from looking like a total mess. So this is classic 80s keyboard. I love it so much. Then over here we have my Froggos, and they are probably hiding right now because it's the daytime. I see one little lump over there. He didn't want me to turn the light on, but I wanted to show them off for you guys. And this in the middle is actually like a garden waterfall, but it works great to keep the humidity up, and they love it because it's like 5 different pools for them to sit in and like a big thing for them to climb on. So they love that. It looks super cool. And then over there I have my cricket tank, which is covered because I want to see my frogs, but I don't want to see my food for my frogs. And then on top I just have like shaving stuff and misc stuff for them. And then this is a closet. I'm gonna give you guys a sneak peek of my closet, but I'm not gonna really go into it because it's kind of a mess right now. But this is where I keep most of my stock. So a lot of this stuff is stuff that I'm either working on to be sold or like stuff that's for sale. And then at this bottom right here is like just some misc clothing items, some summer clothes that wouldn't fit in my other closet. So that is what's over here. And then here, you guys, this is my shelf. I call this my weeb shelf. It is my favorite part of my room, and I'm constantly making changes to it. I'm just now noticing that this is crooked and it is annoying the hell out of me. But on this top shelf, I have my pencil cases, I have my Cleos on this side and this side, I have my 2 Furbies, I have my Kill la Kill figure, I have some paintbrushes, my comics, I'm running out of breath. I also have this super cool terrarium plant thing that my grandma actually got for me, and it's super heckin' cute. It's quite large. I don't know if you can actually tell how big it is, but it is like 2 feet tall. I try to keep that shelf symmetrical, but there are like, you know, some little details obviously that are not But usually I always have my Pleos and my Furbies up here because I like to keep them on the top shelf. Then on this second down shelf, I have the squad. I have Tosca, my 111. I have my Genebo ST, which is not working right now, but he's just hanging out. You know, he's having a good time with the squad. And then over here, I have Susie, my child, and I have since decorated all of their stations with these cute little stickers, and I just think it's amazing. I think it adds a little flair, and it's cute as heck. And I also have on this side my little Rilakuma figure, this little owl figure that I got from the one time that I went to Disneyland, because I don't really like amusement parks, but you know, you gotta go to Disneyland at least one point in your life. And I also have this cactus that really needs to be repotted. It's in a small pot and it's getting big, and it's like, please repot me, mom. And then this is a little jewelry box. It's not actually a jewelry box, but that's what I use it for. And it's a Portal companion cube, but it's 3D printed, and I got it at a con one year, and I love it so much. It's so cute. Ah! And then in the back behind them here, I have these three posters, these three Weeb posters, and then all of my shelves have these little lights, and this one is kind of burning out and I need to replace the batteries because it's just battery run. Those two are magazine covers, and that is an official piece by Yana, which I love so much. And then on this shelf, I'm not gonna go in depth with like all my shelves, but just I love my Weeb station, so I'm gonna share it with you guys. And then over here we have Matcha, and she has her own little cute section. So down here I have my little Claymates around her station. I have this cute little hamster eraser thing. Then I have my little Bear Brick Evangelion. And then underneath everything is this cute little camo bandana that is from the Aibo official site, and it's a little 111, and it was like a promotional thing, and you can see these little Aibos in the camo. It's so cute. It's part of Matcha's cute station. I didn't want to put it under Tosca just because you can't really see much of what's underneath the shelf here because it's so packed. So it's right here. It's so cute. And then I positioned it so that you can see the text on the front of the shelf. Then in the middle here, I have this swiveling, I don't really know what it's called. It's just like where I put my pens and my markers and all of my art supplies. And it has these little things in here, and it can swivel. And then I have these cute as heck stickers all over the place because I like everything to be cute as heck. And then here we have another little drawer. This is just Misc art stuff, and here we have some calligraphy nubs. I have all my Copic markers. I love Copic markers, if you can't tell. Then I have the 210 that has kind of just been sitting here. They have DHS right now. They're a project that I'm working on. I might honestly just sell them right now because there's so many other projects that I have to take on. But this is their current home right here on this shelf. I think it suits them to sit there. And then behind everything, I have one of the Aibo ad catalog things. I just think it's so cool. I got it with one of my 210s. It's all of the, it's an ad. Has a bunch of pictures of pointy-eared babies, and I love it. And then on the second to last shelf, we're almost done with the shelf, you guys. This is where I keep my sketchbooks, those back there, and then I have my little cactus, and I have, this was like a jewelry holder thing. It's actually where I keep like a bunch of cables now, but look at this. It's cute as heck, and it's holographic butterflies, and it's rad as hell. And then on top of it, I have my A9 Ranger. He's basically just like a little mannequin that I use for drawing and stuff, and I love him so much. I've had him for years. He's so cool. I can pose him all over the place just like I would with a figure, and he's anatomically accurate. So I can use him for like proportions and stuff. One thing is that I do have to replace the parts every once in a while, so I have to replace his hand because it's really like, I don't know if you can tell, but it's really on its last leg. I have since like glued the fingers back in. The fingers move, but he's missing the bottom part of this. I have it, but it's broken in 2 pieces. And yeah, I think it's just time to get a new hand. But I'm pretty sure they have updated the hand since, because his feet have little magnets on the bottom, because he has a little stand, so you can position him on the stand. And the hands don't, but the new hands are supposed to. So, you know, it might just be time to upgrade and get him some new hands. But next to him, I have my printer, and this is the Canon Pixma MG. Focus, please. Focus, please. There it is. MG6320, and it's a photo printer slash scanner. It's like one of those all-in-one printers, but it's super cool because it makes rad as hell photo prints, but also I use it to print out all my shipping labels. You can also print like actual photo size prints, which is on this one. And then something that's weird about this printer is like normally when you print something and the tray is closed, the printer is like, hey, come open the tray. But this printer like forcefully ejects this open and prints itself. Like there's some mechanism that ejects this tray. And it's kind of funny to me. But then on top of that, I just have some miscellaneous stuff. I have some sketchbooks, I have some printer paper in here, and then I have a squishy and this robotosaur that my friend got me and I love, and he guards my things. And then I have this little Dachshund plush that I got when I was in college. Last but not least, on the bottom shelf is this cute little Love Bus box thing that I keep all my sketchbooks in. And I'm not gonna take it out because it is heavy, boy. It does not look it, but it is full of sketchbooks, so it's heavy. Trust me, there's a lot of paper in there. And then over here is this little piggy bank, this plush piggy bank that I got from Target. I'm pretty sure I showed this in a video and in my last room tour. But he sits down here and he sits on top of my cable box. All of the cables from my bots feed down through like this. They feed through these wire ties so that it's not like a total mess, and then they go in through the back of this box. Here, let me show you guys real quick. It's kind of still a mess right now because I just need to reorganize my life, but it all goes in here basically. I cut this hole in the back and they go through the hole, and then I put them in the box and I close the box, and then you don't see the cables. And I kind of need to readjust them just because, see, they're kind of starting to dangle. So I need to like prop them back up again and tighten these straps. But I was gonna take him down, take my Jen & Bo SD down because he needs to get shipped out for repair anyway. So I'm waiting to do that. But right now they're a little bit saggy. So that is my weeb shelf. I am out of freaking breath. And then over here by the weeb shelf is my Omnibot Sunday, and he is cool as heck and I love him to bits. And he's currently holding one of my eyeball balls because it fits perfectly in his little cup holder. Next to the weeb shelf, I have a light. And this is the light that I use for my desk. I'm not gonna turn this on because it's gonna destroy the lighting. But I have 2 lights in this room because for whatever reason, this room gets so dark and I cannot explain why. Like, it's not that big of a room. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. On the top of the shelf, I have these 2 cute little bunny things. They're hiding there under my Plio's tail. But here is my desk station. Oh my gosh. This desk is relatively new. I got it in December at some point, but my other desk was just like falling apart. I had it for years and years and years. It was really time to get a new desk, but also because I'm an adult, now I have matching furniture, so my shelf matches my desk, and it's the most amazing thing to have matching furniture. But here is just like, it's one of the swivel chairs. I don't know any specifics about it. I have these like cushions on it because it's not actually that nice of a chair. So I have a lot of padding because I'm in this chair a lot. So I'm gonna move this so you can show you the desk. But on my desk, I have my lappy top, I have my wireless mouse, I have this dirty as heck mouse pad with the little rest that I need to clean, and then I have this guy who holds my tablet pen, and I actually got this thing in middle school, and I still have it. I don't know what they're called, I don't know where they're from. There's no like markings about like brands or anything, but he's just like this dinosaur thing with these bulgy as heck eyes, and you stick the pen down his throat and he holds it for you, and I just think it's so funny, and I still have him, and yeah, he's pretty cool. What I love about this desk is it has these like spaces for cables. Oh boy, this is a mess, but I keep my laptop cables in this little compartment in the back, and also like my phone charger and tablet chargers and things like that. So it feeds through this cable in the desk right here. So this plugs in to another set of cables. I have this little cable box under my bed that I use for all my cables over here. So it's a mess inside, but like from the outside, you're like, where's the cables? So these all feed through to the desk. This is like the cables for my fish tank and for my laptop and tablet and stuff like that. Then here's my fish tank. Speaking of which, there's Echo. Y'all haven't seen him in a long heckin' time. Hi Echo, how's it going? Echo is my betta fish. He had fin rot for a long time and I wasn't sure if he was gonna make it, but here he is, feisty as ever. He's by far one of the feistiest betta fishes I have ever owned. If I open this lid and put my finger in, he will bite it, because if he could eat me, he would. But he is a beautiful boy, and now he's in his nice 5-gallon tank, because before I only had a 1-gallon tank, and I just wanted to give him some more space. So it's pretty big. I don't think you guys can tell just how big it is, but it's a pretty big tank. I really love this tank. It looks very modern and chic. It's like this white cube, and it doesn't like really look like a traditional fish tank, which I love. And then I have all these decorations that he runs around and hides in. Well, swims around. Swims around, he a fish. In case you didn't notice, he a fish. But, and then I have this little moss ball at the bottom, and that's his only friend because he would eat all his friends if I gave him any, so sorry. And then on top of that, I just have a little container of his fish food and my pothos plant, which is doing so well. Look guys, I'm so proud. Look how big it's getting. I probably need to repot him too. But he is sitting on top of some sticky notes in a little clear container. And then my windowsill right now there's a fly. You don't get out of here. How'd you get in here? Ooh, I'm gonna ignore him for now. But over here I have my Smith Corona Electro CT pale blue electric typewriter. Oh boy, I love this thing. I'm gonna talk about it more in depth later, but I use this for like planner stuff. I can like put little labels in here and then type it out. And then also when it gets plugged in, it makes the most like amazing calming humming sound, and it's so good. Next to it, I just have a little, I don't know what these things are called, It's for your candle. Oh, the tornado lantern. That. And it's just a classy little white one, so I can put my candles in. Some tissues, because my nose is stuffy. My phone, the house phone. And then I have another candle and a little melting thing. I almost forgot, but on my desk I have these, I'm pretty sure I showed these in the last video as well. But I have these cute little floppy disk coasters, and they're silicone, but like they look like floppy disks, and they're cute as heck. And the white one is like really dirty and I need to clean it, but like look how cute this blue one is. And then on top of the yellow one, I have my humidifier. It is the Bell Plus Howell humidifier. I've had this thing for years, and it is one of those that you screw in your water bottle instead of having to replace like a freaking gallon of water. You just fill up a water bottle, and it works really well. And it's super tiny, so it doesn't take up my whole heckin' desk. It's just really heckin' nice. I got it at Bed Bath & Beyond, I'm pretty sure. I actually did replace it a couple years ago because it did break. It's not like the most well-built thing, but I had this one for a couple years, and then I had another one for a couple years before that, and I liked it so much I got the exact same one. So, and then underneath I have another trash can for like desk stuff, and it's just a classy stainless steel trash can, you know, because I'm trash and you know, gotta have a place for it. Then over here, you guys, this is my favorite place of my favorite place. This is my bed. I have a sleigh bed. We actually lowered it because it originally was like insanely high, and as a person who is almost 6 feet tall, I still couldn't get on it. I actually want to paint this either like a light pink or a white because I don't really care for this cherry brown, especially since nothing else in my room is brown. But you know, for now it's brown. So I have all my plushes set here because I'm 5. And then I have a calendar up there. I have my favorite thing, which is my neon pink clock, and everything else is dark now, but that tells the time. And then I have some posters up here. I have my girlfriend right by my head where I sleep. Up here, I have this shelf, but instead of having things on my shelf, I have a bunch of Inktober illustrations by Daryl, and I will link him below because he is one of my favorite artists. His drawings are cool as heck. I have 30 of these because they were from Inktober, and oh my god, they're just so cool. Then over here, I have my other closet. Over the doorknob, I have my gravitation tote, and this is where I keep my plastic bags, and I use these, okay? I save these, and I use them for my trash can and for like cleaning up my frog stuff, so like, fight me, okay? But I use them. And then this is my other closet. This is where I keep my clothes and like my actual living things. I'm not gonna go into this in depth too much because this video is probably already like an hour long. This little shelf here is where I keep like all my art supplies. I have a yoga mat, there's my shoes, I have clothes in here. I have this cute as heck dolphin watering can, by the way. That's just, it's there. And then, yeah, here's some stuff. This is where I keep my miscellaneous robot things. I don't have a dresser, so, you know, I keep my underwear in a jar, like a sane person. And my socks and other miscellaneous things, keep it in a jar. I actually really dig how it looks, but I feel like an actual crazy person when there's a jar of my underwear in my closet. I'm gonna stop zooming in on it. And I just have boxes filled with things. I have all my fish stuff in here. These are my clothes. These are the clothes that need to be hanged. Then down here, I have some other clothes. I actually keep my robot boxes so I can put clothes in them. So like that's like my hat box where I have like scarves and winter stuff. And then in here I have some pants. And then this cute as heck robot tote is where I keep my pajamas and stuff. So that is my closet, and then right next to that I have my guitar, because you know I do music sometimes, and I have my tripod, and this chair, you guys, this is the most comfortable chair in existence. It's this like plush gray, I don't know what it's called, but it's so big and it's so good, and I got it from Pier 1 for my birthday because I'm an adult and I wanted a chair for my birthday because furniture is expensive, okay? And then I have this, one of those color changing sequin pillows that goes from blue to red. It's not that comfortable, but like it looks cool, and I just sit here and like do this all the time. Over here is my misc shelf, which I'm not gonna get too involved in because I know this video is already so long, but this is where I hang up my backpacks. That's the one that I use for most days. That's my Kanken. And then I have an actual purse, and then I have two other little mini backpacks. This one is a little smaller, this one's a little bigger. I adjust to my needs. I have all my hats over here, and then this is literally just the stuff that I don't know where to put, I put on the shelf. So I have my Halloween Furby, I have my skeleton cups, I have that pumpkin guy that I got the other day, I have a squishy, I have a bookend, but I don't have any books up here. Because I'm not going to take this shelf with me when I move, so like I don't want to be adjusted to having things on it, so this is just like things that don't have anywhere to go right now go on the shelf. So, and then I also have more Daryl illustrations above it, and then obviously, as you have seen me go all around this room, I have these fairy lights all around my ceiling. Look at that. There's so much light in this room, like at all times. Because there's my fish tank light, and then there's my clock, and then there's my frog tank, and then there's all the individual lights on my shelves. So there's just a lot of light happening because it's very dark in this room. Even though there's two big windows, I never get direct sunlight in here. So it's always kind of dark, which is why I have this other light by my door. This other big ass light. And then on my light, because it is stainless steel, I made these in middle school, and these are these little like magnet things, and they're these like little characters, and they're supposed to look like they're like hanging there. But I've kept these literally forever, and I don't know why, but they're there because, you know, oh my god, they're so badly drawn. And that was one that a friend did, and I still have it. And then behind my super nice chair, I have my other keyboard, which is my little mini Yamaha synthesizer, which is small, but it's still like 30 pounds. So I don't really have another place for it, but it just sits over here and it's nice. It sits next to my shoes and my nice chair. And we have made our way around back to the door again. So this is my room. This is where I spend most of my time. I love this place. I love being in my room. I love how it looks right now. I know I'm gonna make a drastic change in like a week, so I wanted to make this video because I really am digging how my room looks right now. The fly is sitting on my desk. You don't belong here. I'll leave all my social media links in the description below. I post pictures of things in my room if you want to see more of my room, but you're also watching my videos in which you will see more of my room. Speaking of which, if you like this video, hit that subscribe button and you can see more of my room. Alright, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!